What's going on YouTube? In today's video, we're gonna talk about how to one-shot players in Hunt Showdown, which includes weapon loadouts, talents, and spec build, as well as other tips in this sniper beginner's guide. Let's get straight into it. Alright, let's start with the weapon loadouts. In Hunt Showdown, you can carry two weapons, one in your large slot and the other in your small slot. Treat the large slot as your offensive weapon, which you can use it to hunt people at longer range, while your small slot as your defensive weapon, whereby you need to use this weapon in case the enemies are right on your face. The first weapon that we highly recommend is the Springfield Marksman rifle. This rifle can be obtained at a very low level, which is easily accessible by everyone. It has high damage as well as maximum range, which is very important because in this game, if your weapon has a low effective range, then the damage will drop depending on that particular distance. The weapon handling is alright as well, so this is the go-to weapon for somebody that wanted to start sniping in Hunt Showdown. The second weapon of choice would be the Springfield Compact. This is the exact same weapon with the same damage and also same range as the Marksman version, except that it's shorter. It has a slightly lower handling and also muzzle velocity, but it works pretty fun. You can obtain the scope from this game by leveling your bloodline, but it's guaranteed that you can get scopes from this weapon at a very low rank. You can use the Springfield rifle with just iron sight. It will work just fine at a short to medium range. The second best option for lower rank weapon is the Winkler. You can use it with iron sight, with a scope, or the silencer. This weapon has a slightly lower damage and also low effective range. Do take note that this weapon cannot headshot one shot at a very far range. The only advantage of this weapon, the Winkler, provides better magazine count to compensate for its lower damage in comparison to the Springfield, where you have to reload every time you shoot. For this weapon, you don't have to do that. The next weapon, which is probably the best weapon, however, it requires higher bloodline level to obtain it, especially with the scope, is the Mosin. The Mosin has a very high damage, high effective distance, good handling, good muzzle velocity, and also has a huge magazine count. So this is the best weapon of choice. As you can see here, you have to reach rank 72 in order to unlock the Mosin, and the scope for it, you'll have to grind more bloodlines. Alright, let's talk about the small slot weapon or your sidearm. As a defensive weapon, there are a few types of playstyle. One is to go for the pistol with a high fire rate. So some of the best choices for the faster fire rate pistol is the Bornheim, followed by the Nagin. So the Nagin officer has a very high fire rate compared to the Nagin silencer, which is silenced but have a slower fire rate. However, the Nagin officer will require higher rank to be unlocked, so for starters, I would recommend the Bornheim in this case. The next playstyle is to use pistols with higher damage. If you are confident to target people on the head, this will be most likely your best option. So the recommended pistol for this type of playstyle is the Cutwell Packs. This pistol can be obtained at a very low level and it's very effective. Once you've reached at a higher level, you can use the Cutwell Uppercut, which is one of the best pistols in the game. Not to mention, if you have the fanning trait, both Cutwell Packs and Cutwell Uppercut will perform tremendously well. So the best recommended loadout at lower levels would be the Springfield Marksman and also the Cutwell Packs. Now let's talk about traits. So you might not have any traits when you start a fresh hunter, although some tiered hunters might have random traits. But if you manage to level up your hunter, here are some of the beneficial traits that you can use for your hunter survival. First of all, make sure you save your upgrade points for fanning. It requires 7 upgrade points, but it's very important for defensive play. Next up, you want to choose Marksman Scopesmith. This trait only requires 2 points. Be sure to choose correctly because there's a Marksman version 1 and there's also a Sniper's version 1, which requires a sniper weapon, which is only obtainable at higher levels. Next one, you want to choose Steady Aim, so make sure you choose the right one as well. Not to choose Steady Hands, as this is for pistol scopes. Steady Aim will lessen the sway when you aim down sight on a scope. Take note that if you crouch, it will make your aim much more steadier, which means sometimes it could be no sways at all. These 3 core talents, you might need it for Sniper Beginner's Guide. So if you have additional talent point, you can choose Bloodless to slow down the bleeding, and also Frontiersman, so tools can be used one more additional time. If I have more points, I would invest in Physician as well, so I can bandage much faster. That's it for today's video. You guys can drop a comment if you have any questions or things to add. I'll be leaving some sniping clips. Be sure to like and hit that bell icon. I'll see you guys next time.